Which advantages have each training system? Which are the possible problems? How can they be corrected? Which shape should you choose? How to prune to achieve each shape? Keep watching while I try to answer those questions. Most commercial orchards choose a center leader or a modified center leader approach. These two systems are based on a center axis with a few primary scaffolds evenly distributed around it. A few secondary branches are allowed to grow on each scaffold for fruit development. These orchards can have the trees tightly spaced to increase production. With the right rootstock, the modified central leader shape might even be used without any tree support. On modern commercial orchards, the trees can be placed even closer. These usually use a spindle system, like the tall spindle. The goal is to maintain the center leader dominant, ignoring branch spacing and leaving only small weak branches. These systems always require tying the center legs and branches to a vertical support system and wires. These high-density systems allow for more than 500 trees per acre, depending on variety vigor and rootstock used. On home orchards, a more traditional, low-density approach is often used, and the open center of vase shape is a good option. The open center shape is easy to implement by keeping the center of the tree cleared and doesn't need a support system. So, which shape is best for the home orchard? For me, the modified center leader and the open center are the best options, and I use them both. Nevertheless, in most cases, I find the open center easy to work with. Let's find out why. The training system might have to be adapted to the type of fruiting, as not all varieties will work well with the same shape. Tip-bearing varieties have a tendency to fruit on the tip of branches. Spur-type apple varieties may fruit along the branches or main trunk on small long-lived spurs. Dwarfing rootstocks used to increase production and keep the tree small have weak root systems. Using a central leader type shape without using some kind of support system may not be possible. With any of these two shaping methods, yearly pruning is essential. Neglecting the trees will result in poor production, smaller fruits, and many other problems like potential branch breaking. If you want to avoid the need to use a support system, prefer the open center shape or use a semi-dwarfing rootstock like MM106. Don't forget that the tree will be much taller using MM106 or M7 instead of a dwarfing rootstock like one of the M9 types. Keeping the tree very small might help. However, even with this approach, a single unbalanced branch can tip the tree over in some soils. So, try to avoid unbalanced branches through adequate pruning. Nevertheless, if using the modified center leader, the best option is to stake the tree or use some kind of wire support system. Both shapes have their strong points. Apple trees have a tendency to grow in a natural shape that favors the center leader training system. Even so, the open center shape has its advantages, namely a much more stable framework that rarely needs support. Don't forget that some apple varieties will do better with one shape over the other, although adequate pruning may correct some of the problems. If unsure, start with the modified center leader. You can always change this shape to an open center if you want, as this modification is not difficult to do. Before pruning any tree, don't forget to wipe the blades with alcohol to prevent spreading diseases. In the first year, head back the plant 50 to 60 centimeters, roughly 2 feet above the ground level. In the second year dormant pruning, head back the center leader to the desired height, near a lateral branch. Leave the desired number of main scaffolds, evenly spaced, and head them during summer to 1/4 of their growth. Remove scaffolds that are too close to each other, and also those that have an angle too narrow to the main trunk. Pruning for open center is similar in the first year. The tree is headed a little lower to the ground, and 4 to 5 main scaffolds are selected. In the following years, cut all branches that grow to the center of the tree, so light can get in. Other pruning operations include cutting too vigorous secondary branches, removing vertical growth, and lowering the tree to maintain the height. Adding scaffolds that are too tall is always done by cutting them to a weak lateral. This controls vigor and minimizes development of water sprouts. If you are unfamiliar with these pruning terms, check my video on basic pruning techniques to know more. During the summer, you can do some summer pruning, which consists in removing all branches growing inside the center of the tree and all vigorous vertical growth. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share the video to support the channel. Click the bell to receive notifications of new videos.